Welcome to my next Lost. Season 1 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you are caught up to the point where I am and rewatching or watching Lost, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you found that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be my fourth time watching the show Lost, but I'll be taking my time with it instead of binging it, like 1 or 2 episodes a week, maybe 3, so it's really going to resonate with me this time, but I'm not the only one that's watching it. The legendary Crazy Coffee Man is actually watching Lost for the first time, so join us on the journey, and hey, watch it with us, and let's discuss the show in the comments section. No spoilers, only spoilers up until the episode that we're discussing. So with all that said, this will be Lost Season 1, Episode 13. The title of this episode is called Hearts and Minds, and this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. So we start with Boone, who is watching Shannon and Sayid, and for the translating, Sayid brought Shannon over a present. Hurley asks Boone how come him and Locke aren't bringing back any boar if they're hunting every day. People need food, dude. Flashback for Boone and Shannon, well, starting with Boone, but Boone gets a call from Shannon. She's screaming to Boone. She's in Sydney, Australia, and he's coming to get her. Boone tells Sayid to stay away from Shannon. Locke tells Boone he found fresh tracks by the stream. Locke and Boone take a look at the mysterious hatch. Locke says, right now this is our priority. Hurley tells Jack he isn't feeling good, digestive issues. He also says Jin holds a serious grudge against him. Jack finds Kate. She says he wasn't hiding, as Kate says, I can see you, Kate shows Jack that Sun has started planting things. Boone tells Locke he's not really sure what he's supposed to be doing, and Locke wonders how they'll open the hatch with no handle. Back to Boone and Shannon flashbacks. Boone arrives in Sydney, Australia. Shannon kind of blows him off, but shows signs that something may be wrong. Hurley tells Jin he wants to catch fish and he'll use his own tools, but we don't know if Jin actually understands it. Sun speaks English. Maybe Jin does too. Boone tells Locke we're going to have to tell them. He tells Locke he at least has to tell Shannon. And then when Boone turns around, Locke hits him in the back of the head with the handle of his knife. Somebody else was knocked out in a previous episode. I wonder if John Locke had something to do with that. And Locke has now tied Boone up. Locke gives a knife to Boone and tells him he'll be able to cut himself free once he has the proper motivation. Back to the Boone and Shannon flashback. He's reporting a crime. He thinks Shannon's boyfriend might be bad news. And then we see that Sawyer is also being taken in by officers, asking why nobody wants to hear my side of the story. Shannon is Boone's stepsister, but they're not actually related, by blood. Boone is told that they can't just go barging in there, the Sydney police. And then Boone tells Brian, Shannon's boyfriend, that he wants her to break up, or him to break up with Shannon, and Boone will pay him $50,000 if he'll leave. Kate talks to Sun, and Kate realizes that Sun can understand her. And then Sun says, please don't tell anybody. And then she's like, Michael knows. Hurley can't catch a fish and gets mad that Jin caught a few. And then Hurley gets injured by stepping on something, and he wants Jin to pee on his foot, otherwise he'll lose it. Locke sneaks up on Sayid. Locke sneaks up on people, it seems. Maybe he had something to do with Sayid's moment where he got knocked out. I don't know. He tells Sayid he wasn't the most popular kid. Locke gives Sayid his compass and says he doesn't need it anymore. Boone is still tied up, and then he hears Shannon screaming, but that gave him and then that actually gives him the motivation to reach for the knife, no matter how hard it hurt. And he goes to grab Shannon as someone was going to get her. But now, how did Shannon get there? That kind of happened randomly. As they've hidden inside like a tree, the smoke monster, which you don't really see any smoke, but it's called the smoke monster, goes after them. I think that's what it is at this point. I don't remember every detail about every episode. Saeed asks Jack where north is. He shows the compass Locke gave him. North is the wrong way on that compass. Back to the Boone and Shannon flashback. So it turns out Shannon knows what Boone was doing, and it was a way to get money from him, courtesy of their mom, essentially. Brian punches Boone, and Shannon screams, "Get off of him!" Boone leaves. Jack goes to join Locke. Been a while since they've talked. Locke asks Jack how the boar hunting is going, or Jack asks Locke how the boar hunting is going, and Locke says he thinks they've migrated. Jin gives Hurley something as he swallows it, like some kind of medicine or something like that. And then, obviously, medicine that was not in a pill form, it's just something they made on the island. And Hurley swallows it, and then he kind of turns over like he's going to puke. Jack talks to Charlie. Jack asks Charlie, what do you think his story is? Locke. And then Charlie says if there's one person on the island to put his faith in to save us, it would be John Locke. Michael's found his own bag while Walt is playing with Vincent. Jin brings Hurley a fish, and Jack gives Kate some seeds. Boone tells Shannon that Locke is the only person here that has any clue to what's going on. He tells Shannon about the hatch they found. Smoke Monster shows up. Boone and Shannon run. The Smoke Monster got Shannon as Boone looks for her. Back to the Boone and Shannon flashback. Shannon tells Boone Brian took off with the money, he's gone. And then Shannon tells Boone that he's in love with her. She's always known it. And then Shannon and Boone kiss, and they obviously get it on. And then the next morning, Shannon tells Boone when they get back, they should just go back to what it was, the way it was. And then back to current time, Boone finds blood and then finds Shannon's body, and she's dead. Boone finds Locke and tells him his sister died in his arms. Locke asks why there isn't any blood on him. Shannon is actually alive and well. The island was making Boone hallucinate, or giving him visions. Locke asks how he felt when he thought she died, and he says he felt relieved. Locke says, it's time to let go. Follow me. And then as Shannon is hanging out with Saeed, the episode ends. So pretty good episode. I'm going to give it an 8.4 out of 10. My characters of the episode, and there's a lot of them. Obviously, the episode has a focus on Boone and Shannon, but I think Locke, Jin, and Hurley deserve some sort of recognition for this particular episode. So Boone, Shannon, Locke, Jin, and Hurley. We don't get a lot of Jack in this episode and not a lot of Sawyer, so that's surprising. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Lost and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button, and know that I cover a lot of stuff on my channel. Easiest way to find out what I cover, go to my playlists and have some fun. I'm sure there's something else that you'll like. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Lost. What would you rate the episode? And who would be your characters or character of the episode? And I can't remember if I gave my score, but 8.4 out of 10 is what I gave it. And then, of course, remember that the legendary Crazy Coffee Man will be giving his input as well. And remember, he has not seen the show yet. He's watching up to the point that this review is on, so please, no future spoilers. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.